Poland is to receive a €44 billion loan as part of the SAFE programme. This loan will have to be repaid over 45 years by Polish taxpayers. Not all of the money will go to Poland because part of it will simply be given to Ukraine. What's more, the government has not disclosed what the funds will be used for, which has raised many questions and controversies. An opposition MP went to the Ministry of National Defence for a parliamentary inspection. In response to a question about the application that Poland submitted to Brussels, he was told that no one knows where it is. €44 billion. That is how much money is to go to Poland from the EU's SAFE programme. The programme is intended to strengthen the defence capabilities of member states. What will Poland spend the funds on? Unfortunately, this is not known, because the documents have been classified. This breaches the standards that should apply in a democratic country, because it is the Polish taxpayer who will repay the loan. It is not known what contracts it will be funding. We have decided to classify this document because we believe that publishing it with specific equipment configurations and dates when it will arrive in Poland is really like sending a gift to Moscow. But it will be made public soon anyway. Yes, but it will be done gradually, when the contracts are signed. Although the information about the request will have to be disclosed, it is being kept secret not only from the public. Opposition MPs who appeared at the Ministry of National Defence for a parliamentary inspection were also denied access to it. It turned out that it was not possible to make this application available to me because no one knows where it is. All that's known is that it's EU money that will have to be repaid over 45 years. What are the terms of this loan? Is it a take-it-or-leave-it contract? What is the repayment period? What is the maturity date? These simple questions have no answers. Some of the funds will not go to Poland at all. Around 2 billion of those euros will be allocated to Ukraine, so Polish taxpayers will repay a loan taken out by the Polish government, and this money will go to Ukraine. I want to make it clear that the time for subsidies to Ukraine has long passed. The European Union will once again be able to block the disbursement of funds if countries do not meet EU requirements, including the so-called rule of law. If the government in Poland changes, the money may be blocked in the same way as funds from the National Reconstruction Plan were. In the case of the Recovery Fund, it was necessary to demonstrate the implementation of reforms in order to obtain financing. It will be the same with the review of the SAFE plans. What is more, the money may only be spent in European Union countries. The product must be manufactured within the EU. The company that manufactures it must be located within the EU. The company that designed it must also be located within the EU. So we won't be able to spend this money in America and Korea? Absolutely not at this point. This may be a prelude to the restrictions on purchasing military equipment from the United States and the creation of a European Defence Union, that is, a European alternative to NATO, which was announced at the beginning of the year by, among others, German diplomat Wolfgang Ischinger. The danger is that the EU may give us this loan so that we have to buy from German industry. Something is wrong here, because if everything were clear and if these were solutions beneficial to the Polish arms market, the government would not just classify the information, they'd boast about it loudly. But there is no information as to where Poland will allocate the money. We have no information about what these projects are or how many there are. Ms. Sobkowiak says it'll be 140 projects. We want to verify this. We want to find out what Polish programs these funds will be allocated to. How much of this 180 billion zloty will be transferred to the Polish arms industry? If you listen carefully to the statements made by Prime Minister Donald Tusk and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at yesterday's press conference, you can guess where the money might go. We have instructed our ministers to work out an agreement on defence policy. The cooperation and Polish-German ties are one of the best guarantees that Poles and Germans will feel safe in Europe. I'm hoping for more. I won't hide it, but it's okay. Things would be okay if it weren't for the fact that defence spending is being cut in next year's budget. Next year's budget will see 300 million zloty less spent on research and development in the military, at a time when we should be focusing these funds on new technologies, drones and anti-drone systems. 300 million zloty less is to be spent on research and development, and 400 million less is to be spent on equipment and uniforms.
From the hot beaches of Rio de Janeiro to the rain-soaked streets of London, where Santa Claus and his helpers are already rushing with gifts. Everyone is waiting for Christmas, and this is a good time to check the internet. No waiting in queues, no getting wet and cold, but choosing something that will bring joy to your loved ones from the comfort of your own home.
Teraz na święta prezenty pani będzie kupować przez internet?
Will you be buying your Christmas presents online this year? Probably most of them, yes. Have you already planned what to buy? Well, I've already bought some of them. Can you give us a hint about what you've bought? More practical gifts, like a weather station to measure the temperature inside and outside, practical things like that. And some clothes, too. Polish people have fallen in love with online shopping. As many as 78% of adult internet users shop online. Over the past 5 years, the share of online shopping in the entire retail market has grown from over 5.5% to over 9%. Polish e-commerce exceeds 150 billion zloty annually, and the market continues to grow.
Na nowe kanały zakupowe.
Poles have become more demanding, more aware, but open to new shopping channels. We have more and more places where we can pick up our purchases, and we have a limited risk of being scammed because we have Blik, where we can make payments without giving our card details. We are the leader in the region in terms of online shopping. There are more and more buyers. I mostly buy electronics and clothes. What about Christmas presents? Those too. I buy all sorts of things for the home. A trash can or, I don't know, a hook for the bathroom. The market in Poland is dominated by big players such as Allegro, the American Amazon, and the Chinese AliExpress. But you can also find Godol.pl on the internet, which is growing in strength and taking on the giants. A new era of online sales has just arrived in Poland, and the way it is done around the world is also happening in our country. Live streaming, talking about products, reviews, unboxing, everything that is part of online sales is happening thanks to Godol.pl, and we are extremely happy that it has been recognized and has become extremely popular with you. I hope that our servers will hold up in the coming days. Electronics, books, clothes, these are the most common online purchases made by Polish people. But online grocery stores, among others, are also gaining new customers. I don't want to run into a wild crowd. I'm one of those people who sit down in the evening and order everything online. It's important not to lose sight of what really matters during the shopping frenzy.
Jest to bardzo wygodna forma.
It's a very convenient form of shopping that allows you to devote your time to what's really important in life. Family, friends, hobbies. Instead of running around shops, you can simply start taking advantage of the possibilities of online shopping. Maybe this will become a new Christmas tradition.
These are recordings of the Marine Expeditionary Unit, which conducted freefall parachute jumps at Camp Santiago in Puerto Rico as part of their training exercises. This Caribbean island has become the main base for U.S. Armed Forces participating in Operation Southern Spear. Commandos, sailors, and pilots are already here. A total of 15,000 troops and at least 14 warships. The main target is narco-terrorists, including Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, whom Washington accuses of leading one of the most powerful drug cartels. According to U.S. media reports, on October 21st, President Donald Trump spoke with Nicolas Maduro about his resignation and departure from the country, but to no avail. The Venezuelan dictator appeared in public yesterday for the first time in a long time, calling for Venezuelans to defend their homeland. Be absolutely certain that just as I swore before the body of our leader, Hugo Chavez, pledging him absolute loyalty even at the cost of my own life and peace of mind, I swear the same to you. This loyalty transcends the time in which we are given to live this beautiful and heroic history. I assure you that I will never let you down. Never, ever. The regime in Caracas has also filed a complaint with OPEC, the Association of Oil Exporting Countries, accusing America of attempting to seize its vast oil reserves by force. But experts have doubts about whether Maduro will remain in power, as the loyalty of the military and citizens is very uncertain. He has the blood of his own citizens on his hands. Venezuela is a country with some of the largest oil reserves in the world, and in the capital city, people are scrounging for food on the streets. 7 million people have emigrated from the country because of hunger. This is a humanitarian crisis in a country that should be rich like the Persian Gulf countries. In a direct confrontation, the Venezuelan army stands no chance against American Tomahawk missiles and F-35 fighter jets, especially since Maduro's biggest allies, China and Russia, have no intention of fighting for the dictator. But has the Pentagon overstepped the law in this conflict? This is the question being asked by the American media after the release of this video on September 2nd, which shows a boat with 11 alleged smugglers being destroyed. However, according to journalists, there was a second attack targeting 2 survivors. The order was allegedly given by Admiral Frank Mitchell Bradley, head of the Joint Special Operations Command. The White House stated that the action was lawful.
The strike conducted on September 2nd was conducted in self-defense to protect Americans in vital United States interests. The strike was conducted in international waters and in accordance with the law of armed conflict.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth also defended the commander. Admiral Mitch Bradley is an American hero, a true professional, and has my 100% support. I stand by him and the combat decisions he made on the September 2nd mission and all others since. America is fortunate to have such men protecting us. When this Department of War says we have the back of our warriors, we mean it. Some interpretations of history argue that in the last 80 years, America has lost multiple wars due to internal sabotage by enemy-aligned factions, brewing up contrived war crime scandals under the guise of protecting human rights. Such a theory would elegantly explain the current media storm surrounding Hegseth and the strikes on drug boats. The matter will now be taken up by Congress, which will investigate whether a war crime has been committed.
Pope Leo XIV is in Lebanon. A 3-day pilgrimage of prayer, tears and joy. Hope for a new beginning without devastating conflicts and wars in the region. The Middle East needs new approaches to reject the mindset of revenge and violence, overcome political, social and religious divisions, and open new chapters in the name of reconciliation and peace. Wherever Pope Leo XIV appeared in Lebanon, he drew huge crowds. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered not only at organized celebrations, but also along the many kilometers of his route. It's hard to describe the feeling you get when you see him. It's incredible happiness for all of us after what we've been through in recent years. Residents took to the streets even in the Muslim neighborhoods through which Pope Leo XIV passed, and some cheered with flags of Hezbollah, an Islamic terrorist group that until recently exercised informal control over half of Lebanon and destabilized the country. We also want love and peace to reign in our country. During his 3-day pilgrimage to Lebanon, the Pope held dozens of meetings in several locations, including with young patients at a hospital run by Franciscan nuns. The preparations took us 3 full months. 2,000 children prepared to welcome the Holy Father, who is an example of joy and peace throughout the world. The Pope met young people in a place of particular importance to the Lebanese, the Marian Shrine in Harissa, towering over Beirut. This is a place where popes have visited. Pope John Paul II came here twice, and it was here that he said his famous words that Lebanon is more than a country, it is a message. It was here that Pope Benedict XVI asked us in Ecclesia Oriente to do everything in our power to ensure that Christians remain here, because the Middle East without Christians would not be the same Middle East. This is a special visit not only for Christians in Lebanon, but for the entire Middle East region. 2 words were mentioned above all, peace and we are staying. May this 3-day visit of the Pope to Lebanon indeed bear such fruit. Christians in the Middle East live as a minority among Muslim communities, often facing persecution and a lack of prospects. I'm very grateful to the Pope for every word and every gesture, for coming here and supporting us, all Christians in the entire region. It is important to us. The Pope's mere presence gave strength and hope to the Christian community and reinforced their importance in the region at an exceptionally difficult time. Life here is not easy, but we are happy. Now even more so thanks to the Pope, thanks to the fact that he was with us. We invite everyone to Lebanon to see our country and our holy places. In Lebanon, the Pope was also accompanied by several dozen pilgrims from Poland. Pope Leo XIV's six-day pilgrimage to Turkey and Lebanon ended in the afternoon. The Pope flew from Beirut Airport to Rome, bid farewell to thousands of Lebanese and the most important representatives of the local authorities, including the President.